All right. Let's get this started. Did I post? I did not post Twitter. Let's post Twitter. All right, we're done there. Oh, no. Just waiting for my Instagram to post here. There we go. Let's make sure my mic is picking up. It seemed to not want to pick up there for a minute. All right, so I got that. I need to this. All right, let's make sure that posted. We are posted. Oops. Shoot. Here we go. Alright. Got a donut day post. Where the heck? There we are. Jeez. I've lost my cursor. Okay. Well, I didn't do but like one thing. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I've got an itch. Arrgh. I hate it when that happens. The worst is when I'm trying to go to sleep and it's like my nose will itch, or I'll have just like a random itch on my foot or my leg or something, and it just busts any serenity or peace or like pre-sleepy, you know, drifting. It just busts that curve. Suddenly you can't focus on sleep, you just focus on that itch. That horrible itch. Alright, here we go. Let's go over here. We're grouping, we're centering, we're dragging. Let's see. I'm going to need maybe a little bit more space. Catherine, hello, welcome to the stream. And I'm going to need a little space here at the bottom. I probably am not going to need this much space at the top, but we shall make it. Okay, so a little story. So this is my note pen that I use for my notebook. And I do all of my kind of all, well, that's the next week's sheet. I do all of my webcomic planning and stuff here. Well, sometimes I leave my notebook on my desk, my pen on top of it, and Coconut decided to sit on that. I'm guessing like a day or so ago or something. I don't know when she did it, but she has a nice blue ink spot on her belly, kind of like Dr. Seuss's Sneetch. The Sneetches. Yeah, so I've got to be better about. I feel bad, but it kind of makes me laugh because she's just this big blue belly. It's not big, it's like that, and it's kind of feathered out because her belly fur is so soft. But I'm just like, oh no. So I'm now hypersensitive about keeping my note pen capped and not where she can sit on it. Alright, so in case you are unaware, tomorrow is Donut Day, so I have to do a Donut Day post. And these guys need to be a little bit more smaller. Let's there we go. Donut Day is a wonderful day. Some donut shops give away free donuts. I'm gonna have a, well, not that much of a hill. I'm gonna have kind of like something like this. And this. I'm gonna have floof. And then we're gonna have dialogue. Like, make her fly. So she makes sense in this one. Oh, it is really cool. Yes! It is Donut Day. Move these guys down so I have a little bit, actually make them bigger, so I have more room. And we're gonna have dialogue. So she's gonna be saying, I wonder where the floofs are going in such a hurry, and I'm just gonna need more space for this one, but is this a holiday? Boop is gonna ask, did we forget about a holiday or something? And then they're gonna be passed next. It's gonna be a little. I'm Momochi, and she's got a big donut floaty. She's I'm gonna have a floof up here in the extreme foreground. There we go. Running down the hill. And then it's gonna be like, totally forgot it's Donut Day. Let's go get one before they sell out. Rush, like they're rushing. And then at the final is going to be everybody together. Their donut. Of course, Granny Bear is going to be proper, and she's going to have her donut on a plate. And Momo, smaller here. She's gonna be in her donut floaty. Maybe she'll have 2 donuts. Maybe this will be a full panel swipe. I'll just have all the characters and I'll arrange it so, and then I'll have floofs everywhere. And then I want to have, Boop is going to have a little donut hole. Because that's all she can carry. But it's also her favorite. All right. There we go on that. And now I have everything mapped out. Let's do some grouping and let's do some percentage. Let's get this and we're ready to go. Let's hit save. There's my pen. All right. Let's get some text here. Yeah, I already know not being that much room, but it is what it is right now. Oops. Speaking of national holidays, apparently today is national or international, whatever, running day. Saw that one pop up. Kind of funny that running day is right before donut day. I don't know. I'm amused by that. Like you're trying to justify the donut that you know is coming tomorrow. And I'm trying to decide if I want to go running today. Because the feels like, what is the feel? It's supposed to be, wait, let's see. Weather. So the high is only 89. We're supposed to get a little thunder or rainstormy today. Ooh, so maybe if I go around 5 or 6, it'll have cooled off a little bit. Maybe. But let's see, let me scroll down. The feels like is 93. I call BS on that. It feels a lot warmer than that would suggest. No wind, of course. The index is very high. So I've got to determine, yeah, this is the zenith of the sun right now. Definitely more towards evening if I want to do that. I feel like I placed these further apart than I should. I'm gonna revamp. Okay. I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna bring them just a little closer. Center. There we go. And I can now make them a little bigger. That's a little bit better. All right, so now let's save again. I like that shape, but let's smooth it out here a little bit. Oh, just a smidge. I think I want these to be bigger. Maybe a little bit, yeah. Let's roll with it. So I feel like I'm getting good things done, but I feel like I'm still behind on prep for Comic-Con. I'm gonna be ordering my reprints today. I need to call. Get that fixed up. I think that will, yeah, I mean, having the reprints and, you know, production will give me a little bit of just, it'll ease the stress a little bit, but I still have volume 2 to convert and the entirety of volume 6 to do. So there's that big monkey on my back, and I feel like I'll be okay. I just need to sit down and just like really lock in and get that done. I've already got, I feel like once I get the cover completed, that'll be a big weight off my shoulders, because that's truly aside from the actual layout and formatting of the book, that's the biggest piece left that is incomplete, the cover. And I also need to do the interior repeated pattern. So those two elements, once they're done, I'll feel a little bit more optimistic, I think. But by and large, I've got my pins in production, and I've got, you know, Momo is going to be shipping this week. She's good to go. I've got, you know, the dates and scheduling out for the apparel printing. My stickers are already here. I'm not going to print more of my big ones because I have a full box. I mean, I have a ton over there and a ton over there that I haven't even released, but I still have in my budget room to order more. But I'm thinking like, no. Everything has been working out as far as the logistics of the show. initially we got put in a hotel. It wasn't bad, but it didn't have free breakfast, which is kind of like really important because the booth situation is such that we really don't get out to eat or do anything until the floor closes. The worst of the nights is preview night, really, because preview night opens, what does it open at? Like 5 or 6, and then the floor closes at 9. So literally on that night we don't get into the hotel until probably, if we're really on the ball, like 9:45 but usually it's not because it takes about 15 minutes to walk home. But so we have to plan ahead so that we actually eat before on that one, but we don't usually do that. So otherwise, we're getting up at, usually we're getting up at 6-ish because, maybe, because you got to get down there to eat breakfast, and then the floor opens at 9. You really want to get in there at the very, very latest 8:30, because some people do start trickling in because they have VIP passes or someone's just not on the ball at the door. And so people do start coming in around 8:30, but if you get in there around 8:15, 8:30, which means you're getting up at like 7-ish maybe, or 6:30-ish. Yeah, it's a long day. And then you get out at, I think it closes at 7, I think. So breakfast is important. Madusha, hello! Can you teach me how to draw from scratch in a simple way? What platform do I sell on? Even as far as my shop is built on Shopify. But teaching, okay. I think the best way and the simplest method would be to, this is gonna seem like a big ask, but draw something every day and do so with focus. So let's say, for example, you have your initial larger goal of learning human anatomy and, being able to draw people. Let's say you're going to eventually want to make a comic or something like that. So I would start with that, start with your kind of distant goal is the human body as a whole. But then start off, let's say, for 2 weeks or 1 week, you're going to start and you're going to be drawing hands, just hands every day. Start off with giving yourself a time limit, something that is not ridiculous, but is also something you can do. Personally, I settled for a minimum of 15 to 30 minutes drawing. And, why I settled on that is because who can't find 15 to 30 minutes in their day? That's one episode of a TV show that is scrolling on your phone. That gets eaten up 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Easily gets eaten up by that. That could be a ride on the bus. That could be, a break at work. And draw focused for that time, focused on a specific goal. So on this one, let's just take hands. And I think that's how you will make progress quickly and efficiently. And keep in mind that your goal should be always on improvement. I want to get better at this, because that is a measurable goal. So for example, I want to get better at hands. That's a measurable goal, because if you do that, for a week, you can look at your day 1 and your day 7, and you will most likely see a difference. And, or, if you do 2 or 3 weeks, but you can kind of break it down into that digestible, very easy chunks. Like today I'm going to work on, this week I'm going to work on hands. Next week I'm going to work on feet. The week after that, we're going to work on hands, but you can, divide that up however you want. But focused daily practice, and that is how you're going to get to a professional level the fastest way. And there's no shortage of great free resources online for this. YouTube, there's lots of drawing schools that are pretty cost effective. You can get, I think Skillshare, anybody who's promoting Skillshare usually has a code that you get X number of weeks for free. And, you can do that. You can look at some of those if you work well in a school setting. That's another thing. Really take an honest look at yourself, your study habits, and figure out how you learn best, and then put yourself in that situation. So, for example, if you're not really good at a, self-learning curriculum, you can't hold yourself accountable for whatever reason, you work best in school and class situations with a rigid schedule and assignment list, then make that choice, make that commitment to get yourself into that class, and so you can move forward on that. Hey Sharon, welcome to the stream. Happy Thursday to you too. I hope you're having a lovely day today. It is a little toasty here. I think that I draw this once. I can repeat. I'm definitely going to repeat it on this frame because it's the same position, but then I zoom in to have just the, the shot of them speaking. And, you're not grounded. Let's bring this up a little bit. There we go. Draw a little road. It seems like it could be a big road. I definitely don't like that. Let's make this look a little bit better here. There we go. Oops. Hey, hello, welcome to the stream. Catherine, did I say hello to you? I hope I did. If I did not, hello. All right, this, and let's have Miss Boop. She's gonna be fluttering in the air, and I need to make my point size a little smaller here. Needs to be looking this way. Oh, I'm glad the advice helped, Medusha. I can live the next day. I do just stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and so Tuesdays are animation days mostly. Thursdays are comic days. But if you want to see me practicing what I preach, you can go to my Instagram, and I do post daily paintings on there. I've been doing so since 2015, so, well, late 2015, so like October 2015. So you can kind of see you know, what that journey looked like for me. And I used, actually, and here's another good tip. If you really are passionate about something, try to work that into your studies, because that'll keep you motivated. So I started off my daily paintings with Inktober, and I combined that with Halloween, a Halloween theme, which I adore. I love drawing fall stuff, Halloween stuff. And so that kept me motivated, because I was excited to do this drawing every day, even if it was tough for me, even if it was like, oh God, I have no ideas. There's no shortage of monthly drawing challenges and prompt lists out there. Just, you know, Google it up, you know, do what's June? June is June Fae, June Bug. There are a lot of different June things, but you don't have to stick to this month. Like, for example, last month, the big popular one was Mermaid. And then, like, I think August is Smaugust for dragons. But there's, like, a ton. Just, you know, Google drawing prompts. And you'll be able to find some interesting ones, just even non-themed, just different ideas that you can draw if you're blank. But also, so for example, if you really love, like me, I really love animation and movies. So what I did was I took my characters and I used them as sort of character, like actor replacements and scene studies. I would study, you know, my favorite Disney movies, my favorite regular movies, and if a scene composition really caught my eye, I would try to kind of recreate that, like my characters were in that world. And that helped me to really get a grasp on frame composition and in a more cinematography sense, and a more like a storytelling movie sense. And that really helped me in that aspect. But it also, because there are going to be days when you're just like, I don't want to draw, I don't know what to draw, I'm looking at this page and I have no ideas. So those are the days when I rely on prompt lists or, you know, something like that. And it's also going to be days where you're just like, you are fighting tooth and nail to get that drawing done. You don't want to do it. You're tired. You just want to sleep or whatever if you put it off to the end of the day. And it's on those days that your subject choice and those combined interests are going to pull you through. Okay. Oh, I forgot her little... Boop, boop. Got her little antenna and her eyes are kind of uneven here. What's going on over here? And the big question, can she fit between... Okay, we're gonna down just a smidge. I do have a group card. Have these guys here. And have them trotting. And I'm also going to draw these guys forward of the others and put them in a group. Lemons are just cracking and popping. Can you hear that? Oh dear. I should probably do my left wrist too. Oh wow, on that one especially. Shoot. My left wrist has been bothering me more than my right, but I feel like sometimes I feel the crack and pop here, and I'm like, okay. This guy needs to be smaller. Probably over here too. Yes, it is very important to stretch. Even if you're not drawing every day, just kind of, I mean, think about it. How often are you using a mouse? How often are you using a keyboard? That's not a natural position to be in. So, you know, taking care of your only tools you got, it's pretty important. And these guys are going to be popped up front, so I'll just color them in this little group and they'll automatically be on top of everything, so I'm not worried about that. But I do need to add in my little trot, 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 trot. All right, and now that I have not removed my background, I can afford to copy this over and possibly, I don't know if I'll use it because she's started walking in this one, so. Since I have a close-up, I'm going to bring my point size up back to normal. Thank you, Madusha. Almost. Get a little wider. I've also been trying to keep myself from shrimping. I just shrimp so easily. I'm almost, I've seen those things. It's almost like a harness or something you put on, and it keeps your back straight and keeps you from, leaning forward like that. Trying to do it the natural way with just, lifting and keeping that stronger back position, but it just sneaks up on you. I need to change her expression. She needs to be a little bit more, I wonder where those hoofs are going in such a big hurry. I feel like her eyes aren't big enough. I feel like her head is too big. Oh, that's a little better. Now I just have to adjust everything else. Whoops, that was not good. Let's jump back out and let's fix GB. She's a mess. There we go. A little bit surprised. The dialogue is going to be, I wonder where the floofs are going in such a big hurry. And I might change the mouth a little bit. I feel like she's shouting a little bit here. I want to have it more conversational, kind of like, maybe I'll put her little eyebrows here. I don't know. I'm not happy with these eyes yet. I'm going to get everything else figured out, and then I'll come back to that. Actually, no, let's just figure it out now. Yeah, those are way too long. They need to be thicker and bigger. That's a little bit better. Maybe it would be better if she's looking up. I wonder where... That could be better. I wonder where the hoofs are going in such a... She's kind of addressing Boop over here. gonna have to pop here. And erase that. Erase most of this. Okay, less surprised, more inquisitive. I mean, well, actually, I have. Yeah, because I have and I forgot to draw them in there. I have exclamation points over their head, like they are surprised. But this panel specifically is more inquisitive. I want her to be floating like this. I don't know. Okay, Miss Boop, you need some help. Here we go, that's better. Let's just make it, make her. I feel like her wings would be tucked a little more behind her back on this one, almost like it was curved like this, but you can also have this. Maybe I should change because they both could be looking at the floofs as they're going down the... She could be like... Okay. Change the angle. Just fix her head. That's a little better. No? Seems a little bit on the grande side. Yeah, she needs to be a little smaller. There we go. Now she can fit. Now a little bit bigger. There we go. I always like to size up because when they're pictured together and at, you know, near proximity like this, Lady Boop always needs to be able to sit between Granny Bear's ears. So that's how I keep their sizing consistent. That's probably why I always draw Granny Bear first, because Granny Bear decides the size of Lady Boop. Alright, so let's add their text in here real quick. And then I'll draw the dialogue boxes around it. Then hers is gonna be special day, or maybe a party or a special day. Did we forget special day? And I think I'm gonna move her down a little bit, and I'll maybe pop the dialogue box for Boop over here a little bit. And I also need, I'm not sure. Actually, I don't like her expression for this piece of dialogue. Did we forget a special day? You enjoy it, Blue? Makes me very happy to hear. I like that mouth, but I don't believe it is the right mouth for this. There we go. That's good. That's better. Just look at the difference that that tiny little curve makes in what she's saying. Perfect. All right, and now I jump back out and I'm going to draw the dialogue boxes next. And let's make my point size a little bigger here. Let's go ahead and make it 21. And that was not the best line I could have drawn. Okay, there we go, that's better. Okay. And now we're gonna, whoops. Now we're gonna spin to win. Spin to win. Miss spinning to win. I had this MMO I used to play that one of my favorite characters was, well, before they came out with the one I settled on, like he had two play styles and it was a sword, but one of them was spin, like spin with your swords, and it was always, you know, spin to win whenever I'd see a player using that play style. And then the one that I actually settled on was this chain blade character, and she was really fun. I kind of miss that sometimes. What would I use? What would I replace? I wouldn't really, I don't know what I would, because PoE doesn't really have that. Well, does it? Not like that, though. I usually play a rogue in that anyway. And now I'm going to kind of run into a problem here, so I'm going to make her text a little smaller, see if I can fit this. You know what? I could probably... Let's move Granny Bear over a bit because I do have room. And then I can just remake this tail on the dialogue box a little bit if I need to. So I'm going to scoot you over a bit, ma'am. There we go. And now let's see if I can draw this. So I don't mind overlapping with the character who's speaking, but I don't want to overlap and conflate these boxes if it's two different characters speaking. And this, even so, is a little bit close for my comfort, but I'm going to try to make it work. All right, let's spin to win again. All right, that's good. And I can, let's see, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna go ahead and group this, and let's just smidge it down just a tiny little bit. And I don't like that just the edge of her wings are floating over this, so I'm gonna move her up just a little bit more and over. Move this up too. And now I'm going to bring my dialogue tail like that. Okay, let's try the other direction. That's acceptable, but not quite what I want. There we go. And now I select these two. And she's fluttering. Oops. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's do it right this time. Go. Just gonna pop her over the top of this dialog box. There we go. The flutes are going in such a big hurry. I'm not sure, GB, did we forget a special day? And since I think I'll just go ahead and do this. I'll align it to the edge of the box. And I may change my mind about that, but not now. For now, it's okay. Here we go. Let's save. And I'm going to move out my sketch on this level. Whoop. And then let's drop these down. And let's see, I need to go back up here to erase that. I also need to add my whoop. Go. And now what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be easier for me to just replicate this. Let's just do it. Whoop. And I'm gonna come in here and let's erase the flukes. And she's gonna land on her head, and Momocheet's gonna be coming up around the, or rather over the hill. For you and you and you, and I can possibly use the base of GB and then just change your expression and get Momo over here. I'm going to put another floof over here, so let's get rid of that. It occurs to me that the ground disappeared behind her, so let's go back up here and fix that while I'm thinking about it, because if I don't, I'll forget again. I want that to happen. Alright, so in this frame I'm going to put her arms down and she's going to be, you know, because Momocheet's like, hey, donut day. And she's going to be looking over at her with a smile. So let's get that fixed up here. And I also need to draw Boop landing on top of her head. Let's just group the ground covering here. Let's make it easy. Let's not forget that bit of her toe. And that, and making this 50%. means I need to draw her head back together. Tilt her head a little bit differently as well. Like that, and let's draw her belly back in there, and then I need to fix her cape. There we go, that's better. There we go. And then let's fix her. Alright, let's fix these elements here. Oh, I've got this little itty bitty bit that needs to come up. Oh. Now let's see. We've got her circle clasp, which holds her. And really. Okay, you need to go. There we go. And now let's draw this in. Take this out and let's finish her shawl here. And let's just make that curve around. That is a mess. All right. Better? Better. Most of this can be erased. And this is going to flippy like that. Go. Okay, that's good. Now I need to add in boop landing between her ears. And then let's smooth this out. And we need to make this a little smaller. And when I do this, I usually group them separately as well. Hey Clit! Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Happy Thursday to you as well. Hope you're having a good day today. I'm gonna have her wings settling down. Ooh, I like that. Hold on. There we go. Let's just kind of bring that up. I feel like the settlement of this wing is a little not right. Something more like that. And then we need her body right in there, just peeking through. And I think I'll tuck this wing. I need to redraw this wing too. Get her little winglets in here. She's got them tucked back here. So we won't be seeing her body. It's just this little winglet piece. Maybe. Cute and cuter. We need to make her a little bit smaller yet. There we go, that's better. And because Boop is graceful, her landing will be in cursive. Ah! And of course, Illustrator will not allow it, so I have to be tricksy. Land. All right, let's pop over here. Cute. You know, that's something that never grows old for me at the booth is, you know, people first, you know, happening upon the booth and they see the, you know, see my marketing and the big character thing. And usually with a friend, they're kind of trying to sound it out. And they like, be cute, be cute, be cute. It's really funny. I like it. Just that kind of, suddenly they figure it out. All right, so now let's draw Momochi in her donut float, because she's all donutted out. Make her a little bigger because she's just past them. I'm going to have her holding on to, she's going to be holding on to her donut float with this. Kind of have to draw her in there. Let's just draw her in her own group here because I'm going to lose track of all of this stuff that I've dropped in here with the grass in the background. Glazed and sprinkled, definitely. Not, well, I mean frosted and sprinkled, definitely. Is it going to be more, because we should have this, yeah, it'd be more awkward if she's waving with her left hand. She's right-handed. So she's going to be holding on to it with this, and this will allow me to still show her. Or maybe she's saying, come with us, come with us. Something like that, or yeah, that would be kind of weird. And maybe I'll bring her paw up like she's waving. We haven't seen Spring Bear in a while. Oh, Spring Bear! Hey Teddy, welcome to the stream. Spring Bear is going to be... I will draw a Spring Bear comic next week. Because I've got to do... She's on the cover of Volume 6 with... And actually that's the first Spring Bear on a cover. Yes, that's right. Because she wasn't on 5. This is 5. And she wasn't on 4. Pudge and GB on the back of 4. So yeah, she will be on 5 because the whole theme is gardening theme, and so I have it laid out that she's and Coconut are going to be on the back cover doing some planting, and then on the front there's going to be a whole garden with all the characters in it. So she will be back very soon because summer is her time. Summer and spring. Starts getting sleepy in fall. Alright, so let's fix her body here. I've got most of this right, but I need to draw in this donut float. And either I have like a donut headband here. Kind of like the idea of a donut headband. And then I can just have more floofs in front of her. I think I'll do the donut headband. Alright, so let's fix this paw and let's get this donut floaty. I think I kind of have to make her body a little smaller. And then I'm gonna have a pot here like this. I'm getting away from me here, so let's... I might need to... And I'll change her eyes to be down here like that. That'll give me more room. Of course, I could move the whole thing over. Let's give her her third whiskey here. Bring her arm up a little bit. All right, and let's get this floaty in here. I need to show a little bit of her. Okay, I've got to adjust the arm. And it will show a tiny bit of her feet, and if I've got this donut coming over here, her arm's gonna be like, and gonna be pressed into the edge of this floaty. Something like that, maybe. Make this a little better. Okay, the tail, which is not going to be showing. Okay, I think I can erase now. I kind of wish I could do something. Get rid of this, and I can get rid of this. And that. Let's draw these donut headband things. Too small. I'm sorry, rather too large. It's about the same size there. Maybe I should do one of the donuts that's like half dipped in chocolate and half dipped in, or it could be chocolate and strawberry maybe. Alright, let's get rid of some of my sketch lines here. I think that's Momo good to go, and then let's get another floof in here. And I'll drag him out into his own group in just a second. Yep. Back in the group. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? I don't think I did anything. Alright. Let's do him forward. There we go. She's in her own group. And I have to edit out. Hey Raga! Welcome to the stream. Hey Momo, just wave. Moving her eyes down is alright. Let's just make Momo have the wave. Go. Now let's go over here. Oh, I don't need to move that out yet. She needs to come over here and be like, ooh. I don't need to. Actually, you know, while I'm here, let me just drop this down in transparency so I can continue drawing. Well, let's see. Ooh. Alright, that's a lot of dialogue, so let's see how this breaks down. I actually probably will need all that room that I left. I want to have It's Donut Day. I think that'll be a good break. Oh, almost right on the money. Treat. That's going to be a little on the short side. I'm gonna right here. Nope, that was actually pretty. Oh, it's a big block of text. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I make it the size of, ooh. It'll still be readable, maybe. Let's bring it up 1 or 2. Just 2 notes there, and let's bring our lines in just a smidge. Oh, that's too much of a smidge. Alright. Now let's see if I can get this into 3 lines. I might have to delete the... Oh, that's right, it's donut day. Let's hurry and get a treat before they sell out too, Miss Boo. Or maybe I should just say, oh, that's right, it's donut day. Let's hurry and get a treat too, Miss Boo. Wait. I want to change this. About out and about, we could get I want her to rationalize. That's right, it's donut day. Well, we're already out and about, may as well. Intending to visit the bakery today anyway. I think that'll work for that one right there. All right, let's see how this looks. So a big hurry. And let me actually go over here and drop this. I'm going to bring these two sections together and drop this line down so we can actually see. Over we go, curve. All right, I wonder where the floofs are going in such a big hurry. I'm not sure, GP. Did we forget a special day? And they see Momo. And she's all decked out in her donut stuff. And she says, oh, that's right, it's donut day. I don't think the bakery will mind an extra customer or two. And then at the end, they all have their donuts and are celebrating. So I think I'll probably call the stream there. And these two, well, this one will be a little bit longer. I mean, it's just 1, 2, and then a couple, well, 3 characters and a couple of floofs. And this one won't be so bad. It's just going to be a running floof and a trotting Granny and Boo. That shouldn't take me too long. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Let me go ahead and change to my ending screen here. Here we go. Well, thank you so much, Sharon. I'm glad you like it. This is a fun one. I always love donut day ones. But yeah, that's tomorrow. So this will be tomorrow's comic post. If you want to see how everything ends up with color and the final frames, you can check that out on my website. All comics go live on there Tuesdays and Fridays. And then also I post them on my socials. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok all go live at, well, not TikTok. I post those by hand whenever I can remember. So those will probably, TikTok will probably be around noon or something. But on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, those go live at 9 in the morning. So but yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back on Tuesday with animation stuff. And I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday and a wonderful weekend. Thank you again, Catherine, Sharon, Raga, Blue, Teddy, all my lurkers, Medusha if you're still in here, Dee if you're still in here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.